This is the book, Lines That Wiggle. You can see there's all these wiggling lines, even making the word wiggle. It wiggles into spaghetti, comes over here to the cover of the book, comes over all the way. It makes a frame. It makes something for these birds to stand on. This line is making a door and a mountain, and it's making the lines outside. I'm forgetting the words of this. Telephone wires, and it's making a line for a sled. And it comes over here and it makes like a little street line. And then again, it makes the word wiggle. And the title is Lines That Wiggle. And it's by Candace Whitman, illustrations by Steve Wilson. Lines that wiggle. And this wiggly line turns into a snake. Lines that bend. And that line is a bridge. Wavy lines from end to end. And these lines are making something we can recognize. It's making water. Lines that tickle. And even whiskers are lines. I wonder if you guys have ever thought about that. The cat's whiskers are lines here. Lines that sprout. And so out of whatever vegetable here is growing under, it's actually a seed for a tree, sorry. Out of the seed for the tree, it's growing roots and then growing into a tree trunk, which is a line, and then branches are even lines. Bugs have lines that stick right out. So their little antennas are lines, and it's scaring this guy who's reading a book about bugs. Lines to trap. So here's a spider web, which is made of all lines. Lines to hide. And here the giraffes have more line patterns, which they normally have spot patterns, huh? And this guy's camouflaging behind them. Two lines running side by side, and this is called a dash line, where it starts and stops and starts and stops and starts and stops. And it normally talks about movement or speed, kind of like Dash from The Incredibles. Lines that curve, and this line is turning into Mummy's, the Mummy's bandages, and boy, he's hot. Lines that curl. Underwater lines that swirl. So the whale is having all these water lines coming out that are making fun swirly lines. And the whale looks super happy to do that. Lines that crisscross. So it's making a bunch of X's and it's trapping these monsters in a net. Lines that mend. So this bee is taking a little string and wrapping up a flower again. Lines with doggies at the end. So even the leash for these dogs is a long line. And let's count how many dogs there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dogs. Lines that scurry. These little ants are making dashed lines again. And it looks like they're going fast if you see those dash lines. Lines in threes. And this line I'm going to follow, and it goes all the way boop into this guy's hair. Hair is a bunch of lines. If you feel your hair right now, you're feeling thousands of lines. Lines and leaves that grow on trees. So here again are the veins of leaves, and those are lines. Lines that twist. So this line is one big street with dash lines in the middle, going right around a monster's foot. Lines that sway. Ooh, grass is a bunch of lines, huh? Lines that swish the flies away. And so here is a horse, and its tail is a bunch of lines, and it's swishing flies away. Zigzag lines light up the sky. So zigzags, here's a lightning, and lightning is a line, and it happens to be one of the most famous zigzag lines, huh? Rainbow lines are way up high. There's a monster sitting on this rainbow. It's kind of squishing the line down. Lines are everywhere you look, and it's true. You see lines here, see lines there, see lines in the hair, see lines there. Find some lines not in this book. And here again, the lines are making, he's writing with a line, he's jumping rope with a line, it's making trees, water, a tightrope, trees again, and a hammock. And then it's the end, and it's making Spaghetti for the monster.